Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, I saw the press conference for the Adonis Stevenson versus Badou Jack fight, and it definitely sparked a few things in my mind. One thing I did notice about the press conference when Floyd got up there and he spoke, and he was giving Badou Jack all of the praise for basically conducting himself like a professional and working hard to get where he currently is. To me, it seems like Floyd was not. I mean, I'm not gonna say he wasn't talking to Badou Jack because I believe that he was, but it seems like he was putting out there all of the things that Tank Davis, well, all of the areas that Tank Davis is falling short in. Like when it comes to the work and the professionalism and the way that he conducts himself and all of all of that stuff. It's just something I noticed in the press conference. But let's get on to the fight. Now, in my opinion, I feel like this fight is, at first I would say 60-40, but it's different things that I have to take into consideration. And when I say I would say 60-40, I would give that 60% to Adonis Stevenson. But it's one key factor. Like we know about the left hand, we know about the power. Adonis Stevenson in previous fights, recent fights, he's shown that he has the ability to fight on the inside, something that Badou Jack also does extremely well. Badou Jack has less experience when it comes to fighting that light heavyweight division, but Badou Jack Badou Jack has a lot of dog in him. He has a lot of dog. He's very experienced. He has the heart of a lion, and he's a great inside fighter. I mean, he doesn't have like all the power in the world, but he packs a good punch. He got some crack in there too. But the thing that brings it up for the Badou Jack and takes it down for Adonis Stevenson is the battle that no man has ever won. Every man has fallen victim to this particular fight if they stayed around long enough to be involved in that, and that's the fight against Father Time. Now, with Adonis Stevenson being 40 years old, I just can't help but believe that this will be the fight. This will be the fight where Father Time decides to catch up with Adonis Stevenson. And to me, it's going to be a huge coincidence. It's going to be a huge coincidence considering the opposition that Adonis Stevenson has fought throughout the years. And I look at compared to Adonis Stevenson's previous opponents in the last few years, this is definitely a step up in competition. No matter the fact that Badou Jack has lost before, it doesn't matter that he's coming up from 168 because let's remember, Adonis Stevenson started his career off at 168 as well. But to me, Father Time is definitely going to be my deciding factor on this being a 50-50 fight. So, if I want to come and make my prediction, my prediction will be, matter of fact, it's not a 50-50 fight. I think it's a 51-49% in the favor of Badou Jack if I have to, considering Adonis Stevenson's age. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Badou Jack to win this fight. I feel like Adonis Stevenson has an opportunity to definitely get Badou Jack out there in the earlier rounds, but I don't see that happening. I feel that Badou Jack has a good enough team. He has a good amount of experience. He's fought tough competition. He's been in fights with James DeGale, and even though it's a different weight class and the style is not exactly the same, you got two guys you have the guy James DeGale that has exceptional boxing ability, and that type of opposition has definitely prepared Badou Jack for this fight. So I'm going to go ahead and say that. I was saying, like, Adonis Stevenson has the opportunity to stop Badou Jack early, but I don't feel that's going to happen because of the experience of Badou Jack. But the age, Father Time, will catch up with Adonis Stevenson later in this fight. Assuming that Badou Jack comes in this fight well conditioned, he's going to drag Adonis Stevenson into deep waters. I don't see him getting a knockout, but I feel that it's going to be a stoppage. That's just my prediction. But it was something else when it comes to Adonis Stevenson I was thinking about. And I mean, besides the fact, well, this doesn't have anything to do with Badou Jack, but besides the fact of Adonis Stevenson being a southpaw, I feel like the amount of praise from Black American boxing, I can't put it like this. I feel like Adonis Stevenson could have a fan base close to the size of Deontay Wilder's if Adonis Stevenson wasn't on that bullshit and he conducted himself like Wilder. He let the world know his goal is to be undisputed, and he went out of his way to make tough fights happen. He took fights that if Adonis Stevenson was the type of fighter, he took fights that he didn't necessarily have to take. He would basically be just a southpaw version of Deontay Wilder. Yeah, I know of course they have their differences in their fighting styles and differences in experience, but for a light heavyweight, Adonis Stevenson is basically, well, when it comes to power, Adonis Stevenson is basically the light heavyweight version of a Deontay Wilder. But unfortunately, Adonis Stevenson wasn't able to make those, he wasn't willing to make the tough fights. And I feel like that's the deciding factor of Adonis Stevenson not being extremely praised light heavyweight. But that's just my take on it, y'all. When it comes to this fight, we'll see how these guys look tomorrow at the weigh-in. This is Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LGBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.